When you hear the word matchmaker, do you think, you know, I've never really thought seriously about having a matchmaker to help me level up my dating experience? Hmm, I wonder how that works. Or when you hear the word matchmaker, do you think, matchmaker, time saver, problem solver? Why in the world didn't I think of this earlier when I was going through all of that dating drama for all these years? Why didn't I think of it earlier? Well, lovebirds, stick around until the end because I'm going to share with you the benefits of working with your favorite loveologist as she's in her matchmaker role. And let me tell you, you're going to want to stay until we get to the last point because the last point is going to be the bonus point. Lovebirds, welcome to Ask the Loveologist. I'm April. I'm a certified matchmaker, certified love coach, and the president and CEO at AuthentiQ LOVE, where interracial relationships are our number one priority. So take a moment, be sure that you like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, follow if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, and I will certainly appreciate that. But most of all, make sure you holler at a friend or share it with a friend so they can come and join us today. Because one of the things that I have really run into is this. So many people are unaware of exactly what a matchmaker does, how they can benefit from working with a matchmaker, and how it's going to just flow for them. So, yes, by all means, please share this with a friend. Now, let's jump in because today we're talking about the benefits of working with a matchmaker love coach part 2. Now, if you remember last week, we talked about the dating coach, love coach part. Today, we're going to talk about the matchmaker. So let's start here. The first thing we're going to talk about is how I, as a matchmaker, can save you time. So many of you are busy professionals. Oh, I know. And many of you, when it comes to like doing online dating or just dating, period, you got this excuse, I don't have time. And I look at people when they say, I don't have time, and I have to tell myself, April, control your face because your face is talking. Because everybody's got time. You got time for the things that you really want. So, what I do is I save you time. And I actually have your schedule. And when I say I have your schedule, I have a schedule of when you are available to go on dates, when you are available to meet with me. And that way I can merge that information with the person I'm trying to match you with. And if you're a lady and I'm trying to match you with this guy, I can suggest to him that if he's going to ask you out, he needs to ask you out on these days and these times. And see that right there, just save you and him some time because he's asked you out at a time that works for you. So there should not be a no unless you've had something pressing come up. And so that made that part right there smooth for the both of you. I also will get to know you, like I said in last week's. I'm going to get to know you very well, and you're going to get to know me very well. But I'm going to even know the types of places you like to go, the types of things you want to do. And again, so if you're a guy, I'm going to give you this information, and it's going to help you make a decision on where you're going to ask the lady to go out to, especially on that first date, because see, you got to get that first date right. And it's going to be a place or a type of place that she likes to go. So again, you shouldn't be getting any no's from her. And again, that is going to make it go smoother, save time. And just think about it. Think about in the past when you were vetting, shall I say, someone or screening someone to see if you were interested in taking them out, think about how much time it took for y'all to come to a decision on where you were going or when you were going. I just saved you a whole bunch of time right there. And stress, okay? When you work with me, I'm saving you time because there will be no more online duties for you. When I say online duties, I'm talking about you don't have to uh, go online and scroll through profiles to see who looks good, to see who's got their sunglasses out so you can see their face, see who's taking a picture that doesn't have 500 other people in it, and you trying to decipher who is the one that belongs to the profile. I've just saved you a bunch of time. You don't even have to write a profile. You don't even have to worry about whether the profile is good or not. You don't have to swipe left, swipe right, or decide, is this one okay or is it not? I just saved you a ton of time. And also, when you work with me as a matchmaker, I actually have a larger pool of people all across the US to check out to see who is compatible for you. So like I said, this right here, this first one, this is a big deal because these days everybody wants to save time, or they want a tool or something that is going to keep them from having to spend a lot of time on other things. So that's the first thing that I do to help you as a matchmaker. I help by saving you a bunch of time. Another thing, when you work with me, April, the LOVEologist, and I'm in my matchmaker role, is that you actually get the best of both worlds. You know, like I mentioned earlier, last week we talked about me as a dating coach or a love coach. Well, when you work with me on the matchmaker side, you get all the stuff that has to do with the love coach plus the matchmaker things. And that means that you're going to have personalized attention. And again, many of you not only are busy professionals, you are busy high profile professionals. And one of the things that you may be concerned about is your privacy, your safety, and confidentiality. Well, as a matchmaker, when I'm working in my matchmaker role, I am very serious about those things because here at Authentic Love, we are very serious about your safety and your information all staying where it belongs. And that's with me, with my company, and not going anywhere beyond. And those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know when it comes to the safety, oh, I am super big on the safety. And that's why I teach a course about online dating safety, because that is just so important. Another thing that some other matchmakers may not do with you at all is this. I make sure that I am very aware of what types of allergies you may have. Why? Because I have them myself. And a lot of people they're not conscious of the fact that other people have allergies. And if they are, they think that those allergies are only in certain areas. And I'm going to tell you, the first time I met someone who was allergic to flowers, I was like, okay. But I pay attention to your allergies because here's the thing. Like I said earlier, that first date has got to be on point. So I don't want the gentleman taking you out, bringing you these flowers. You go to sneezing, then we got to get the EpiPen, then we're going through all of these changes, and the whole date just blew up. We're not having that, not at Authentic Love. We're going to do things that are going to help you have a smooth transition, regardless of what you're doing when it comes to dating, especially if you're in the matchmaking area of my business. So I pay attention, and I'm going to ask you about your allergies. You know, do you have food allergies? Do you have allergies with plants, flowers, fragrances? And I want to make sure that you're going to be taken to a place where you're going to enjoy your date. Another benefit of working with me, when I say you're going to get the best of both worlds, if you're one of my matchmaking clients, if during the time that I'm working with you, if I'm teaching a class, having some type of event, you are automatically invited. You automatically have a pass to get in. And there are some things that I do where I say you have a seat at the table, which means that you're going to get to sit up front. Or if I'm doing something on Zoom, you're going to be on the Zoom platform where other people might be on a social media platform. Another thing about getting the best of both worlds, I host mixers. And if I'm having a mixer, again, you automatically have a pass to get into the mixer. So, as I said, if you're working with me as a matchmaking client, you're going to get the best of both worlds. So, whatever I'm doing over there at the Love Coach side, you're going to be able to participate as well. Because I want you to be all you can be. And yes, I am here to support you and help you connect with and maintain your forever partner. Number 3, the third area that you're going to benefit when you work with me as a matchmaking client is that I am going to dive deep into your first few dates. So let's say, for example, I present you with a gentleman and you say, oh, okay, that's cool. You go on a first date with him. You go on a second date with him. You go on a third date with him. After each date, we are going to evaluate the date. If I'm working with a gentleman, I'm going to do the same thing with you. We're going to evaluate the dates with you as well. And we're going to dig deep. We're going to talk about, did you like the date? Did you like the place? How was the person? How'd you feel? Do you even want to go out with them again? We're going to have this, and we're not going to just talk about the positive things. We're going to also talk about some things that may have been a little challenge for you, because I'm here to help you be confident, move forward. And if you need to elevate in something, I'm all for it. We're going to help you with that as well. Another thing I'm going to provide you with when it comes to these first dates is I may suggest to you a list of places that you can go for mini dates. I'm not sure, but I do believe that this concept of a mini date may be something new to many of you. And this is when we talk about, instead of a full-blown, 3-5 course meal date, or a full-blown let's go to the movie date, you have a mini date. And these are the dates that you go on so that you can just kind of get a feel to whether you want to spend more time with the person. So I might give you a list of some things for your mini date, some places. I tell you what, yesterday I decided I wanted some ice cream. And I found, playing on the internet, just found this place to go to. I had not even realized it. It was close to me. And I went to it. The name of it was Top Cold Grill Ice Cream. I was like, what in the world? Looked at the pictures and I was like, ooh, I'm going there. It would be an awesome place for a mini date. An awesome place for a mini date. And I'm going to tell you, if nothing else, the presentation of the ice cream and the way they have it, it's like rolled and flat. Maybe it was just new to me and you guys are familiar with it. But it really, really had my attention. And the location I went to, they had this big, huge fish tank. I love seeing fish in the aquarium. And there was goldfish. And when you have goldfish that are gold and goldfish that are white, and there was one in there about this big. And I was like, I just sat there and watched the fish. And there was teddy bears in there. It was a very, very nice place. And it would make you a great first date kind of place. And you could sit in there and chat, watch the fish, or you could even walk down a sidewalk and experience the outside. But again, this is just another benefit of working with me as a matchmaking client. we would actually dig deep into those first dates. We'd evaluate them. I suggest you some places you could go for some mini dates and some places you could go for some full-fledged dates if you prefer to do that on a first date. So I'm going to take a break here, and we're going to see if there's questions over there, because this segment is called Ask the Loveologist. So if you have questions about what we're talking about today, or you may have some other questions, you feel free to put them in the comments, because what I do is I try to get to every question before the end of the broadcast. And let me tell you, if you come up with a question that I don't immediately know the answer to, believe me, I am going to get you an answer. And you might even have a question that I think, I bet other people have that same question, and I might feel like I need to make a video about it. But regardless, go ahead, put your question in the comments, or put your comment in the comments, and I'm going to take a moment and check those out. Fabulous evening to you as well. I see there are several people out there. And if I met you this evening about an hour ago, if you would put a comment in chat, that would be wonderful, so I would know that you're there. But anyone who is out there, please, by all means, say hello, because I like to know that people are out there and what platform you may be viewing on. Now, one of the things that I've been sharing quite a bit here lately is that we have our newsletter. It is called Interracial Love Chronicles, Insights for Navigating Your Interracial Dating Experience. And so I am going to make sure that you can see that. And there it is at the bottom of the screen there. And you can go ahead and sign up for that. I hope you do that sign up very soon so that you can get our next copy of the Interracial Love Chronicles. I'm looking over here in the comments again to see if we have any other comments. I'm going to tell y'all, right before the broadcast, I was at the store. I met a young lady, and she was awesome. So I'm looking forward to checking out some of the things she does as well. So we're going to move on. I don't see any questions or comments yet that I really need to give some attention to. So the fourth thing I wanted to talk about here, because again, we are talking about how you would benefit when you work with April, the loveologist, or shall I say your favorite loveologist, which is myself, as a matchmaking client. Because I am certified interracial matchmaker and love coach, one of the things that I ask everybody that I work with, and those that I don't work with too, is if there is a particular culture that you would like to target as a person you would like to date. And because of my knowledge of various different cultures, because of the fact that I have friends who are from various different cultures, you get to experience my expertise in this area. I'm going to share with you different dating habits of that particular culture. But I might also throw in there for you some information about a few other cultures if I feel like you might blend very well with some other cultures in addition to the ones that you have in mind. And so that is going to help you to be prepared before you go out on these dates. And what I'm going to share with you is actually going to be tailored to your unique preferences and how you are uniquely designed in that arena as well. And you're going to have me as a dedicated support person when it comes to interracial dating. You know, one of the things about interracial dating that I share with many people is this: you want to have a support group. And so you will know for sure that I am going to be dedicated to your success in interracial dating, and that I'm going to be a big part of your support as you go forward. So, again, if you want to be in an interracial relationship, you have some particular cultures you are interested in, then we are going to explore that as well. Because one thing I refuse to have is you going out on a date with someone I have introduced you to and you not be prepared as much as I can prepare you. Or shall I say, as much as possible. I'm going to take a moment and check these comments once again. All right. So now we're going to move into my bonus point. This is the one that I have been wanting to get to throughout the whole entire broadcast, because this right here is my thing. And this right here is the biggest, the main point about working with a matchmaker. And that is this: I will be doing the vetting for you. And some people, when I say vetting, they are not familiar with that term. You know, when you go to look for a job, they are vetting you. They may not use that word because they say they're interviewing you. What they're doing is they're vetting. And vetting means that someone is screening you. They're asking you questions. They're checking your qualifications to see if you're qualified for whatever it is that you came there for. Well, here's the deal: I will be doing the vetting for you. Think about how much time and energy and stress I just released from you. I'm taking the guesswork out. Because, you know, when you're dating and you go meet someone and somebody hasn't screened them for you already, you're like, I wonder this, I wonder that. I'm taking pretty much all of that away from you because I'm going to be doing that. Another thing is that a lot of times when you meet someone new, you might come across a red flag and you're like, and you want to give them another chance and maybe go at it a different way. I'm going to be taking care of that for you. You won't even have to worry about it. You know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to only present you with people who are qualified. Did I say qualified? Check that word out because that's a word I use a lot. Qualified to date you. And therefore, they're going to be compatible to you in the area of education, finance, lifestyle, relationship goals. So we're going to have all of that matched up for you before we even present you with a person to go out with. We're going to make sure on both sides, whether it's a gentleman or a lady, that they know that the person is compatible to them. One thing that I have a big challenge with is people trying to date and they're simply not compatible. Another thing in this area of vetting that I'm going to be doing for you: you and I are going to take our time. We are going to make sure that you have clarity on the type of person you desire, the type of characteristics you want them to have, the things you want to be doing with them, the fun activities, etc. We're going to make sure that you have clarity and that you're not thinking superficial, that you're thinking quite a bit deeper than that. Because we're going to discuss things about, well, how do you feel about children? And you might say, well, honey, I ain't having no children. I'm too old to have children. And I'm going to say, really? But what about the stepchildren? We're going to talk about smokers. We're going to talk about religion. What are your religious preferences? Are you okay with dating someone from a different religion? This is an area that I really, really do not slight in, don't take for granted, don't play with. Because this area right here, my being able to vet for you, this is what makes the matchmaking really, really work for you. And like I said, we're going to make sure you are compatible in the area of relationship goals. So give me a second here. I'm going to look back and make sure that I did not miss anything in this particular area. Oh, yes. While we're looking at the things that you prefer in your person, we're also going to take a deep dive looking at your deal breakers. We're going to make sure that they're not just surface deal breakers and that you have some very strong deal breakers that I'm going to be able to work with when I am meeting people and vetting them so that they would be compatible to you. So these are just a few of the benefits that you will receive from working with me, April the Loveologist, when you are one of my matchmaking clients. I'm going to go back and review them very quick for you. First of all, it was saving you a ton of time. The second one was you're going to get the best of both worlds because I live in both worlds as a dating coach and a matchmaker. We're going to take a deep dive into those first few dates and we're going to evaluate those dates and see how you feel. What you think? Do you want to go out with them again? Is there an area that we need to help you level up in your dating? You're also going to benefit from whatever I am teaching in the coaching part as being a matchmaker client. You'll be able to benefit from that as well. And we'll be able to take a look at people from various cultures and look at which culture you would prefer to be dating or which person from which culture you would prefer to be dating. And like I said, the thing that really makes the matchmaking work for you is the vetting. Because I'm going to tell you, I run into so many people. And what they'll say is, I seem to keep dating the same type of person over and over again, and I get hurt. I'm taking it all away. And I'm going to deal with that because I want you to meet only, or shall I say, I only want to introduce you to people who are compatible to you, that have the same relationship type goals, and I want you to win. And like I said last week, I don't just want you to win. I want to see you standing in the winner's circle, which would be at the altar saying, I do. So I don't see any other comments or questions over here. But if you should come up with some questions or some comments later, be sure that you go to my Instagram that also says April the Loveologist and put those questions in there because we won't be able to put them back in here. So I want to remind you again that we have our new newsletter. And there it is on the screen again. It's the Interracial Love Chronicles, insights for navigating your interracial love, interracial dating experience. And also, for those of you who would like to work with me one-on-one and experience working with me and being a matchmaker client, what you want to do is go ahead and get on my calendar. Yes, go ahead and get on my calendar. That link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. Also, after the broadcast, the link to both of these will actually be in the description. So if you would like to work with me and allow me to be a matchmaker for you, then go ahead and get on my calendar so that we can schedule some time. We can chat. I can find out the things that I need to find out so I'll know what I'm working with and how to work with you. And I'm looking forward to working with you and seeing you in the winner circle. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. And like I said, if you come up with some questions, be sure to go over to Instagram and put those in there. I'm April, the LOVEologist. I'm a certified matchmaker, certified love coach, the president and CEO at AuthentiQ LOVE, where interracial relationships are our number one priority. I'm looking forward to seeing you here again next week, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, on Monday evening, as we chat about something else, or shall I say, something exciting that has to do with interracial dating. Bye bye now.